What's up, everyone? Welcome back to part 2 of the video on how to draw a quadrupedal Spinosaurus. So we left off with the whole body and drawing the whole body, adding the eyes and everything. Now we're going to add the detailing. Now we're going to do the detailing and do the shading. So this part was mentioned in the last video. It's where we, draw a line in the neck. And we add the two muscles for the tail. I'm doing it here again because I don't think that was really clear there. So let's take our time and do that process right now. So you can see I've made that line because the bottom part is going to be where there's going to be like a lot of veins. So I just wanted to, split that. And then we've got these two muscles here. So for the tail. And you can turn your paper a little bit like this. This is how I like to do it because with it straight, it's kind of hard, but I should practice how to get it straight because I can't be turning my paper like this. So you can see I've added the two muscles right now, and we're going to start shading. So you can see that we're doing it on the face right now. So let me just move my hands and I'll be able to show you what we're doing here. So I'm just adding lines like that over the teeth because that looks really cool. And we can make those in scales. We can make those scales on the top of the teeth, okay? So I'm just adding lines right now, and you can see that gives the drawing some texture. And we're also adding lines like this over it. And for the face, the details, I'm not able to show you that well, but after I'm done with the whole thing, I'll be able to just pause it, and then you guys can see what I've done. And I'll explain the whole thing too. So, even right now, you can see I'm adding lines like this around. And now we're going to do the lower jaw, and I'm adding lines again. It's just more than shading, other than shading, what I'm doing is just adding lines like this close to each other. And then we're adding some, scales, just making them dark, coloring them in like this. Okay, guys? So that's what we're doing. And if I could just move my hand, I'll pause it to you and show you what we've been doing, okay? So I'm adding all the details. And one part, the whole Spinosaurus has to have the same, method of detailing. There can't be one type of detailing on the body and then a different type of detailing on the head. That would make it look like two different drawings. So now I'm going to pause the video right here and I can tell you what I've done for the head. Okay, so you can see that we've just added those lines over the teeth, which is like the scales, and close to the end of the snout I've added some color, and then we have added some small lines like this. So you can go back and look at that and get all that done. But now we're going to be moving on to the neck, and this is a really important part, so let's zoom in. Okay guys, so we have zoomed in, but you might notice something different with the audio. I just lost my mic. I don't know what happened. It powered off suddenly. So we have to continue like this. But it's okay. So you can see I'm just adding lines like this. And these are like the veins in the neck. Okay? This is going to make it look so cool. So you can add like lines going crisscross like this. And add some shading that I'm doing here. That was a message. But here I don't need to talk. It's actually self-explanatory. The only thing you guys have to do is just follow along with the video. And you can see I'm adding those small lines like that. It gives it a good texture. So you're not supposed to put any shading on top of the veins, like the lines. You're not supposed to put anything on top of the veins because if you do that, the veins won't stand out. But if they're a different color from the background, then it will stand out. Okay, so you can see that the veins are actually standing out right now. So As I said, it is self-explanatory, so I'll see you when there's actually a part where I do have to explain. Okay guys, so I've got something to mention. So when you saw me shading in the rib cage, I had the line and I did the shading close on the right side because the sun is shining from the left side to the right. So the shadow should be in the right side. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm adding another layer on top like this. So I just wanted to let you guys know, because if you do it on the left side, that won't look good. So you can see that I'm also adding more, shading on the neck. And you can see on the lines, I'm just, putting the shading on top of the lines, not under it or over it. Just on top of it like this. And the tail, we just put lines going up like that. And next we're going to be doing the muscle area for the tails, which is going to make it look, make it pop out more, okay? So, I don't know what I've stopped for. Okay, it came back. Yay. So, just making that boundary line just a little thicker so you can see the difference between the two layers. So, now I'm doing the shading on the hand like this. Some for the back. Okay, because as I told you, the sun is shining from left to right, so that's why I put the shadow there, and I erased the one in the front because that doesn't make sense. So I just made it just a little smaller because that looks cool if it's like that. So we can keep going and follow this line that we've drawn here like that. Okay. So you can see that the drawing is actually popping out and looking more realistic now that we've added shading. this. Okay guys, now you can see I'm adding shading for the leg, and I'm adding it on top of the line that I've created. And then I'm adding more to the right side of the line. And for the other line, we're doing and adding more shading on the right side. And for the middle, it's just on top of the line like this. Not too much, you don't want that to be too dark. Okay, so we're gonna be doing it like this, and adding the shading like that. And then you can see I'm adding lines in the top like this. It's just to cover some space that's left there. You don't want any white spots. You just want it to be light gray, gray, or black. That's it. That's what shading's all about. And sooner or later, there are gonna be coloring videos on my channel. So yeah, I'm just gonna get ready and get all the, supplies for that. And soon you'll be seeing a lot of coloring videos too. Now we're adding these scales on the leg. This is my favorite part of adding the details on the leg. It's making these scales like this. They're just big circles. And I'm also darkening up all the claws and I'm gonna add some details on the foot too. See those little lines? Even these small details make a big change, guys. So now we're going with those little, scales and going all the way up. And we're adding more of those lines there. Okay? It's basically wherever you think there needs to be shadow, you can either add lines or you can add, little scales. Before I learned all these ways, what I do is I draw the whole outline of the dinosaur, and then I do all these small circles and put them over and over close to each other. Like small circles. My hand would hurt so much after doing that. But now that I've found this method, it's way, way, way easier. And I don't even have any pain after, making these drawings. And it doesn't take too long. So, darkening out all the things that you've done is a good thing to do to make everything pop out. Okay, so I don't know what I'm pausing here for. I think I'm thinking about the next thing to shade, but you guys can keep following along. Okay guys, so far you can see I've done the leg, and between the two muscles there, you can see I've added some curving lines because I want that to, like, it's like raised up farther from the other muscles. So I want that to, come to the front and, actually make it look like it's popping out, okay? So we're doing the back leg right now, and we're just doing the shading for the muscles here too. And because it's behind, we're going to be making this a little bit more darker in spots where we didn't, do any shading for the first leg that we did. We're going to add a little bit more shading, and you can see that's done right there because it's behind the other leg. And we've done the shading for both of the hands too. So now what we've got is the shading for the spine and then the shading for the tail. So see you guys when we do that. Okay guys, you can see that we're actually like doing the shading for the spine right now, right? So we're just going to add shading to the right side of, the outline that we've done. So you can see that. And you can also see that we've been doing a lot of shading for the neck, and it's basically done. So just drawing big drawings like this and doing, a high level. There's even more high levels than this of detailing. There's way more high levels than this. But even this is taking this long, so it requires a lot of patience if you guys want to do this. Okay, so don't get too frustrated. It does take a long time, but I'm trying to do it as fast as I can, okay? So as you can see, we're adding these like shadows like this, and we want to do it for each and every one of those spines that we do. And we're doing the line, we're making it thicker. So yeah, now we're adding those big lines, you can see, and we're doing them from right to left. You don't want to do it from left to right. And make sure to make these lines a little curved because you want them to make it look like it's actually coming out of the page, okay? Because it's raised up more than the whole structure of the spine. These spines here are what's, actually pushed closer in front. So we want to show that in our drawing, and that's how we do it. So you can see I'm adding curvy lines like this. So keep following what I do, guys, and let's see how it turns out. You can see that we're adding these circles, which are scales, and remember when I told you I used to do this the whole time for the whole body? I used to make like little circles and scales like this close to each other for the whole body without doing any of these lines and without doing any shading, and this would hurt my hands so much. So we're almost gonna get finished, guys. Just got the tail and some of the body to go, and we should be done. Guys, so now you can see that we're adding shading for each and every one of those curves that we did on the tail, and it is a time-consuming job, but still the end product looks so good. So keep following on with this drawing and what I'm telling you and teaching you guys to do, and you guys will get a great picture at the end. Okay guys, we're getting close to the finished product of this drawing. There's only some more seconds, to say the truth, to go. Okay, we just need to do some more scales and shading, add some more lines, like that, and make sure that there are some free spaces in your drawing and not all of them are covered, so that it looks good. So I'm going over some of the shading I did before because it did get a little faded out and I do want that to show again. So that's what we're doing. And 3, 2, 1. This is the finished product. Let me just change the screen. Okay, now that's better. So this is the finished product of this video. The quadrupedal Spinosaurus. I'm just writing the name Spinosaurus there. And wow, I'm actually amazed. I actually love this drawing so much. So, to the people who followed along till the end and drew their own Spinosaurus like this, if you can, send it to me. Just send me a link in the description, or send me the photo in the description, the comments, and I will look at it, guys. It has been fun making a drawing video for you guys, and now all I've got to say is bye.